After such a successful season with Getafe, the question is, what is next for Mason Greenwood? Well, Jack Grealish, Harry Maguire, and Madison and other England players were cut out of the squad for the Europa 2024. At the same time, Napoli appoints Antonio Conte as their new head coach. Stick around for more of these news. This is the Jabu of Football. So, what's the next move for Mason Greenwood since his loan spell at Getafe is ending at the end of this transfer window, or rather at the end of June? You know, my thoughts on this, I think firstly, Mason Greenwood has been named in the 2024-2025 season squad for Manchester United, and I really think Manchester United should keep him because firstly he had an amazing, not a great season with Getafe, but an amazing season with Getafe. I think he managed to score 8 goals and provide 6 assists in 33 games. That's a good start for a guy who didn't play football for the past 1 to 2 years. I think he had a great season at Getafe. You know, despite everything that's been going on around Mason Greenwood, I still think he's an exceptional player, regardless of that, because that was just a human error he didn't have to do. I mean, as football fans, man, we should just he's a kid, he's young. Firstly, he's young. I think he's 22 this year, if not 21. I think he's gonna grow and learn that some things in life you just have to say, you just have to take an L, So yeah, man, I think he should just stay at Manchester United because currently Manchester United need a lot of players. We all know they are injury list, so they currently need as much as players they can possibly get. Yeah, after such an amazing season with Getafe, I think Manchester United should just give him a chance and see what the boy could possibly do. I think he can do amazing things at Manchester United because we all saw his quality when he was there before the incident. We all saw his greatness. I thought maybe he was going to be given a chance at Manchester United for last season, but that was not the case. But to loan him out was a great idea because look at his numbers at Getafe. I still think he's lacking a little bit of confidence because after such disappointing news about yourself, of course you're gonna drop the ball for a little bit, and it's gonna take time for you to even come back mentally and physically to your best self. So I think maybe he should stay at Manchester United, and he's gonna shine there. He's their wonder boy. They shouldn't just dump him just like that. So yeah, man. We all know his abilities, his speed. We all know his dribbling. He's quick on the ball. So I think currently Manchester United need that winger, that sort of winger, because Anthony is not giving as much as we thought he should. So Greenwood would be a perfect fit. He would be like a new signing for Manchester United, So yeah, man, they should just give him a chance. The boy is magic, the boy is wonder, and yeah, man, there's a lot he can do. I myself think he should stay at Manchester United. They shouldn't sell him or loan him. Try it out for 1 season, and if it doesn't work out, then they can move him on, Moving right along, so England have announced their squad for the 2024 Euros, and amazingly so, there were 3 players that were missing in that list. Actually, 3 major players. Let me just say 3 major players. Madison from Tottenham, Jack Grealish from Manchester City, and Harry Maguire from Manchester United. So Gareth Southgate has decided, he had to drop 7 players. Other 5 players. Truly speaking, I understand Madison and Harry Maguire, but as for Jack Grealish, hey, that's a big call from the coach, man. That's a because firstly, if we look at individually their stats, I think Jack Grealish had a much better stats in out of all the major players that were dropped out. Let's look at their seasons. Yeah, Madison had a decent season for Tottenham. It was unlucky that he had an injury at the beginning of the year or season, which took out almost the whole of his season. Because when he came back, he was not the same Madison as he was for the first 3 or 4 games for Tottenham. So I could understand why Southgate could drop Madison. And then as for Harry Maguire, I think Harry Maguire is injured. That's the reason why he was dropped. He's injured, is suffering with an injury, and yeah, he will not be fit for the Euros. So that's much understandable. And then as for Jack Grealish, man, I think at Manchester City when Doku arrived, that's when things started to look left for Jack Grealish, because that whole competition between him and Jeremy Doku has been not good for Jack Grealish, because Jeremy Doku has been performing game in, game out. I feel like he's the kind of winger that Pep Guardiola prefers. Because he can dribble, he can use his body, and he can square balls. And then as for Jack Grealish, he can't really dribble that much. He can't take on a one-on-one defender that much. He doesn't have that much of a speed. We all know Jack Grealish. He likes to cut in the middle and play those small yana passes to the midfield and then run. That's basically Jack Grealish's game. So at this point, I can blame Southgate, because the squad, it was a tough decision. Have you seen the England squad, man? Have you seen that? For the fact that Jack Grealish has been chosen above Cole Palmer and Kobe Mino says a lot about these two brilliant players, because firstly they are young. They are young players, and Jack Grealish has to understand that the young players are coming. If he doesn't up his game, the young players are gonna take up his spot, and they did. Not saying maybe they did take his spot, but for the fact that they chose these young players over him, it says a lot, because he didn't have a good season in Manchester City. He didn't have a lot of minutes for this season. Most of the time he came from the bench, and even when he started, he gets substituted at the second half. So he didn't have a great season. So I understand why Gareth Southgate had to drop Jack Grealish, because there's so many impressive players in that England squad, and some people had to go, some people had to stay. So yeah, man. So the final squad for the 2024 Euros is here, and yeah, man, it's a pretty decent squad, looking squad. Looking forward to see the midfield, because it's stacked with midfielders. Looking forward to see the midfield competition. But yeah, man, England is my 4th favorite to win the Euros, because firstly they have a good squad, but they don't have a lot of experience in their squad, so that's why I put them as the 3rd favorite. But who knows, maybe they could go and even win this competition. But yeah, as for Gareth Southgate, man, this competition is just the last competition for him. This competition is gonna decide his future, whether he's staying or he's being sacked at England. But yeah, man. But there's been talks that he's gonna leave after the Euros. So whether he loses or wins, I think he's still gonna leave. Yeah, because that's just it, man. That's just it. So now let me just say Napoli have appointed Antonio Conte as their new head coach for the 2024-2025 season. I feel like this summer is a summer for coaches, because we have had 4 coaches who found new clubs this transfer window, or rather this season. We have 4 new coaches in 10th after we the league title in a beautiful way like they did. I didn't expect them to finish 10th. Maybe 4th, yeah, I could have understood, be in the top 4, but not 10th place. Surely there was something wrong. I mean, firstly, they sold out almost every player in that squad. Their first 11, I think they sold like 6 players, if not 5. So that's just one big mistake the coach did, or rather the club did, because they had to give those boys another seasons. But I get it. You see these small clubs, this is what they do. They become successful for a season, and then they allow clubs to take away all the great players from them, and then what's next for them? Failure. And it's not something I wish Bayer Leverkusen are gonna do, because if they do what Napoli did and sell their players, they're gonna become the next Napoli, because Unique has a new coach now, and they're surely gonna buy more players, and it's gonna be tough for Bayer Leverkusen next season. The pressure is even gonna be more now, because now they are the invincibles and everybody's expecting them to just continue where they left off, and it's gonna be 10 times harder for Bayer Leverkusen, but it's gonna be pretty interesting. So Napoli did the same thing. They sold players and now they are struggling. But I feel like Antonio Conte is a good coach. He's gonna take them back to where they were. Yeah, man, it's gonna depend on the transfer window. He needs to get more players in, quality players in, experienced players in, and yeah, man, and just take it from there. Just take it from there and run with it. But yeah, man. So he signed a 3-year deal. It's a good deal. Even though he wasn't successful that much at Tottenham, but he has Serie A experience with Inter Milan and Juventus. So, and he's won the league before. So yeah, I think he knows the challenge. He knows what he's up against. So I think he's gonna just do great. Yeah, man, Antonio Conte, he will be a success at Napoli, and he's gonna strive, and looking forward to see his game plan, looking forward to see his game overall, and yeah. So yeah, guys, get your comments in, tell me what you think about all the news I've said today. Should Greenwood stay or leave? I don't know. Did Southgate make a right decision by cutting all those players out of the squad? And did Napoli do the right thing by appointing Antonio Conte? So you comment down below and let me know what you think. But as for me, I will see you on the next one. Danko.